All right, we're back at Over the Octagon with Axel Pena and Xavier Espinoza, the co-main event for this Saturday's FTP Fight Night 11, going on in Atlanta right off Lawrenceville Highway. So, welcome back, boys. We appreciate y'all coming on. Axel.
Hello.
I
Xavier.
appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. So, we'll get right on into it and get a little bit of background on y'all. So, Axel, where did you grow up and what was life like before boxing?
I was born and raised here in Georgia, and before boxing, it was really just soccer. I was into soccer and all that, so that's what it was.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, you play soccer in like high school down here or nah?
Nah. It was just when I was small, I would play soccer, like Pee Wee and all that.
Okay, I can dig that.
Yeah.
How about you, Xavier? You from out here or how did we get here today?
Well, actually, I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and that's kind of where I came from, born and raised. And I got family over here in Atlanta, so moving out here for work, kind of just unintentionally moved over here and kind of made it my home.
Gotcha. Well, we're glad to have you. That's for sure. Xavier, when did you start boxing first, and what got you into the sport?
Well, I started boxing first, maybe mid-year 2021, and prior, I was an athletic person. Not football, not soccer, not basketball, nothing. So boxing, I just kind of helped my cousin put together a boxing gym for himself, and one day led to another. I just started hitting the bag, and he kind of became my coach and taught me, the ways of boxing.
Very cool. Very cool. And actually, it looks like you might have been boxing for a little bit based on the background. Maybe once or twice you've done this thing. So tell us how you got into it and what got you into it.
All right. Well, I started when I was like 8, 9, somewhere around there. And what really got me into it was obviously I was doing soccer, but I kept getting bullied by kids and all that because I used to have some long hair. So, they'd pull it, all that. And, my dad got tired of it and he was like, we're done. We're going to a boxing gym, and honestly, just fell in love with boxing.
Okay. And so, what about what age was that?
That I got into boxing.
Yeah.
Like I said, 8, 9, some in between that.
Okay, got you. So Axel, how would you describe your fighting style to someone who's never seen you before?
I'm a versatile fighter. If I need I'll box someone, I will. If I need a brawl, I'll do that too. If there's a problem in the middle of the fight, I always got an answer to it. It's not one type of style that I have.
Okay, yeah, versatile definitely makes sense then. It's a good way to do it, that's for sure, because you never know what's going to come at you in the ring.
Exactly. Everyone is different, so you have to have an answer for it.
Absolutely. How about you, Xavier? How would you describe your fighting style?
Well, since I am a short guy, and I'm 5'2", so I'm a short guy. Everybody I fight spars taller than me. So depending on the person, either I have to brawl them, so kind of have to put the pressure on them. However, if they brawl as well, then I kind of have to take a step back and, kind of pick my shots, kind of box and just kind of be a little more technical with it.
That makes sense. So this fight, this co-main going on Saturday, September 27th, this is actually going to be a rematch, as I understand it. Yeah. So who asked for the rematch, or how did that come about?
I had asked for it because, like he said, we're, small guys, we're kind of short. And, that don't mean we don't weigh a lot. So there's barely any of us out there. So I was just really trying to get a fight. And, it was a great war when we fought. So I was like, why not run it again?
Okay.
I agree with
David,
that.
what was your thoughts when you first heard that the rematch was on?
Well, at first, if I'm being honest, Axel reached out to me, which not surprising, he wanted a rematch. We are small guys, so it is pretty hard to get a fight. For me, I travel outside the states, so for a rematch here in Atlanta, it's kind of like, all right, we can run it back and we can kind of see what part 2 takes off from.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense. So would y'all say this has gotten into like a little bit of a friendly rivalry, or how would you describe, the relationship between you two as fighters?
I'll let Axel take this one right now.
I mean, I guess you could say it's a rivalry because, you know what I mean? I won one. He obviously wants to win one. So, you know, it is a competition at the end of the day. So, I mean, ain't nothing against him or nothing, but, you know, he is the opponent inside the ring. So,
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I get that. Now, that being said, I'm not saying anything, but maybe Xavier somehow pulls this out. Are we talking trilogy immediately? Like, what are we going to? What do you think?
I'd say
Are you,
so. I mean, I'd say if he wins, not saying he is, but if he does, why not run it back? I gave him the chance to, you know, try to get revenge. If, you know, if that type of thing happens, why not give me the chance, you know?
you got any response for that, Xavier?
Oh, he ain't wrong. The first fight was a war, and I intend to bring another war, if not stronger this time. In order to come out victorious. And when I do win, I'm up for a trilogy. I'm up for basically making three best two out of three. The only problem is not saying this is an excuse or anything, but at the end of the year, I'm kind of deciding to be out of amateurs and going to the professional ring. And if Axel wants to go in the professional ring, maybe we can make the trilogy in the pros.
Hey, I like that. Looking to the future. I like
Yeah.
that. Now, Axel, you're undefeated right now in FTP, and does putting that streak on the line make this mean a little bit more to you, or is that just something you've kind of gotten used to and you try to put in the back of your mind?
Well, I mean, it's not something I can get used to because you never know. You know, if you don't put in the work, they can take away that FTP fight streak. So it's more motivating for me to put in that extra work just to be sure I'm still undefeated in FTP.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting when you're undefeated and you're trying to carry that going on in boxing. It means so much more. People put a lot of weight behind something like that, but realistically, you got to constantly try and challenge yourself. You can't just sit back and try and fight the easiest fights. That way, you can say you're undefeated, which we've definitely seen boxers do in the past.
Yeah, that's way too common now.
Yeah. So, do you feel that this rivalry has made you a better fighter, or how do you think you progressed throughout this, rivalry, this friendly rivalry?
I mean, I feel like I've progressed with every fight. You know, this one, obviously, I've progressed. It gives me more determination to win, obviously, and put that hard work in. And obviously, every fight is different. So I always have to improve my style, come up with new plans and all that.
Yeah. How about you, Xavier? Do you think this matchup, the first one and now going into the second one, do you think it's made you a better fighter, just having to prepare and knowing what's coming against you?
Yes and no. So yes, it makes you want to prepare, and the reason I say no is because, like you said, every fight, you're learning something from it. So from the last fight that we had, like I said, I have flaws, he has flaws, and I'm gonna take all that into consideration. Train what I need to train, and come back with a better strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Now, all this being said, we know this is a rematch, as we talked about. Xavier, who do you think has more pressure coming into this fight? Is it him to keep that undefeated streak alive, or is it you to kind of get your get back?
Not saying it, but I guess it's kind of personal on both ends. He has the pressure to keeping that undefeated record, but for me, it's the pressure of showing him that I'm coming to take everything, basically give him that loss. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How about you, Axel? Who do you think has more pressure going into this, or do you feel any pressure?
I mean, I think it's both of us. I think we both got to feel pressure, at least a little bit, because like he said, he wants to come for everything, this and that. And obviously, I want to keep the undefeated streak. And, obviously, I'm going to come out victorious. So it's like, you obviously have that mindset.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Xavier, is this a fight where you feel like you have something to prove, like whether it's to yourself or to the fans watching? Um,
uh,
is there any of that in the back of your mind?
as far as to prove anything, yes, really to myself. At the end of the day, not looking at Axel as an opponent, but I look at the guy in the mirror as my opponent. If he's beating me, then I'm losing the fight already. So I got to beat the person in the mirror in order to beat Axel.
Yeah, it definitely all starts with yourself, and that's for sure. Yeah,
I mean that's kind of who I have to take on with me in the ring is myself to basically come out victorious and be able to give Axel his his first loss in FTP.
Yeah, all right.
Absolutely. Now, Axel, does sharing the ring with the same opponent again, does it breed some kind of different intensity, or do you look at it kind of like similar to other fights where you're going in and it's all brand new?
I mean, I think it does bring some new intensity into it because, how they made videos with FTP and everything at the end. He did do a little smack talk talking about he's going to beat the shit out of me. He's going to do that, and at the end of the day, he won't, that's just trash talk that he can't back up. But it just, it kind of puts the fight more intense. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The stakes. We got to raise the stakes around here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it makes it funner,
It does.
Hey, man, so
what's your response there, Xavier?
Hey, look, all I gotta say is somebody has to be the bad guy, and if Axel's not gonna be the bad guy, I'll take that role on. So somebody has to make a hype of the fight, and make the fans want to see a fight. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna win." You gotta give them something to want to watch.
No, I agree with you 100%. You got to sell something. Might as well be the big bad cowboy coming in from San Antonio. Axel seems like such a nice guy. Yeah, I definitely don't see him being the bad guy.
Yeah, I mean,
when you get in the ring, it's a whole different game. So.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. You got to be humble, but sometimes you just got to be that guy, either you or your opponent, to kind of pick it up.
Yeah, spice it up.
Yeah, spice it up. I like that.
I can dig it. Oh man, yeah, the hype train's coming. You can hear it in the background. Y'all heard that? Yeah. Oh yeah, man. So Axel, what would you tell fans who are debating whether or not they're going to tune in? And just real quick, I'm going to take a second to go ahead and let y'all know we will be live streaming this event on Over the Octagon. They'll be live streaming it at FTP as well. So we'll have the details throughout the week on all the socials. So make sure y'all check it out. If you can't make it live and be there in person, it's the next best thing.
Oh,
but so back to the question though, what would you tell fans debating whether or not to tune in?
Man, it's gonna be an all-out war. You know what I mean? If fans want to watch action, that's the fight to watch. Co-main event. It's gonna be all gas, no brakes.
Yes, sir. How about you, Xavier? Is there anything you want to add in on that?
Well, if you guys watched the promo, you'll notice that I did say something at the end that we're gonna turn this amateur into a pay-per-view fight. Like every fight, I always make it a war. I always try to make it worth the while.
Absolutely. And so looking back on y'all's fight careers so far, just kind of backtracking a little bit, what would be the most memorable fight you've had so far, and what made it that way? Go ahead, Xavier. You can go first.
I don't want to say like I have a memorable fight. I mean, I had a few fights that either taught me something. Like basically, maybe my fourth fight, I fought a guy. I rematched him, and he came in. If I'm being honest with you, a whole lot bigger than the last fight. So he put on a different fight. So memorable. It showed me that every fight, regardless of the same person, like I'm rematching Axel, it could be a whole different ball game every fight.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about you, Axel? What would you say is your most memorable moment so far?
I mean, I would say every fight has its memorable moments because, something's different between every fight. But I'd say the one with Espinoza, not just because of the fight, but because everything outside of the ring, too. Like, I was changing gyms, all that stuff, too. So I think that's why it was one of the most memorable ones.
That makes sense. So that gym that you switched over to, is that the gym you're with now?
Yes, that's the gym I'm with now.
Okay. And if you want, go ahead and give him a shout out here.
Felipe's with Macho.
Okay. Xavier, you want to do the same? Give a little shout out to the gym?
Yes, I fight out of and I represent Team Leja Boxing.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So tell me a little bit, Xavier, about your experience fighting with FTP and kind of how you got linked up with them to start.
Well, my experience is I found out about FTP actually through my cousin who fought on FTP. I think earlier in the year, maybe February, I believe. And I found out about it, saw how they kind of took on everything. Like Axel said, they record, they make promos, they kind of give you that feel of a professional feel, a promo, kind of hype up the fight, ring girls, everything, and a walkout song. So me experiencing it, it was, I'll be honest, probably like one of the best experiences compared to like club shows, even tournaments. They don't give you a walkout song. They don't let you do all this, hype and call out an opponent and whatnot. So I really appreciate what FTP does with amateurs.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'll give you a chance to answer the same question, but I can certainly say that I've never seen any amateur event put on like what FTP does. I know I've mentioned it in past interviews. I'll mention it again in future interviews. FTP has one of the best shows you'll ever get a chance to make it to. So definitely try and get out there September 27th if you can, because who knows how many more they're going to be doing here before they start bringing this show on the road. So Axel, yeah, tell me about your experience with FTP and kind of how you got linked up with them to start.
Well, how I got linked to is they hit me up and my gym trying to get fighters, to fight at events and stuff like that. So that's how I first encountered them. And I had seen videos of the promos they do and all that, and I always thought it was cool. And for me to be like hit up to be in it was a whole different thing. And they give like a professional feeling to an amateur fight. No one's doing it like them. Ring girls, walkouts, promo videos, interviews too. I mean, you don't see no one else doing that.
Yeah.
And just the crowd and FTP is completely different. You know what I mean? That's a whole different environment.
Yeah, the place is shoulder to shoulder. Every event I've been to is packed out. You can feel the energy in the place is palpable. It's alive. You know what I mean? It's not just people just staring, just standing and watching. They're there. They're into it. You know,
they be screaming and everything too in there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to it. I mean, I'm bringing out my son for his first boxing live event. He's gonna love it.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing out my girl, so the whole family. It's a family fun event, that's for sure. So kind of winding it down here and getting outside of the ring. Axel, do you got any hobbies or passions outside of the gym?
Well, really just spending time with family. I don't really get a chance to do anything else besides boxing. So just getting a chance to spend time with family, have a nice meal together and everything. That's really the most important thing to me.
Yeah. Family first is definitely something I can get behind.
Yeah.
How about you, Xavier? You got any passions or hobbies outside of the gym when you're not busy training to whoop people's ass?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I'm at to basically agree with Axel on this one. Family is everything. At the end of the day, when you're not boxing, who supports you is who you're with. As far as hobbies, I'm gonna be honest, man. I like to game when I can. I mean, you name it, man. I've been gaming for a while, so anything to get my mind off of boxing for a little bit helps. Unwind anything.
Absolutely. So what game you playing? You jumping on FIFA over there? Because I know Axel was saying he plays a little FIFA here and there.
Man, we might have to run it in FIFA.
I was gonna say the trilogy could be on PlayStation now.
Nah, I'll be honest. I'm more of like kind of like a Call of Duty, man. I'm a Warzone type of guy.
Oh, you don't want to get on the sticks with me in Warzone now. I'll be up in the tower just waiting. Car 98.
I think we all got to play trios now.
Yeah.
We might have to, man. We might have to.
I'm definitely down to run that. We'll link up on the PlayStation Network names here after.
Hey, you gotta stick with PS5, man. It's the best one around.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm waiting to upgrade. I still got my PS4 sounding like a jet engine every time I play.
That's why I changed mine, dude. Everyone would complain. They'd be like, "Yo, whose jet is in the bag?"
Man, I don't need complain. I get my cousin talking about you need to hop on the PC, bro. PlayStation is old. I'm like,
nah, I don't know how they do it with all the fingers and all that. I don't know.
Bro, my hands start cramping like that, bro. I'm like, damn, I can't do that.
Yeah, I've been playing PlayStation for over a decade now. So yeah, I tried I messed around on some PC a couple of times, and I'm just they'll be like, you got to press F1 for something. I'm like, I gotta look down. My players just stopped in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's
Hey,
not
man, I
good.
don't blame you, man. That it's complicated the way they be doing. They set up, they changed. Man, I don't know this. I just know
Too
click
much.
a button and zoom. That's it.
We ain't built like that. That being said, you can give out your PlayStation Network if you want, or just I recommend Instagram. But how can fans follow your journey and keep up with you outside of the ring, Axel?
Well, to keep up with me, they gotta follow Axel25. So go ahead and follow that if y'all can.
Absolutely, and that's on Instagram.
Yeah, that's on Instagram. It's Axel, the number 2 and 5.
Okay, got you. And then how about you, Xavier?
Well, as I mentioned, I'm from San Antonio, Texas. So right now, my nickname is El Tejanito. So it's ELTEXANITO 210, which is what I represent, San Antonio.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I meant to ask y'all a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
If y'all got any sweet boxing nicknames, because I just interviewed John the Jet, and I'm like, that man, and I've never been a nickname guy. Like, I can't get a cool nickname to save my life. I'm working on it, but the best I've got so far was Sunshine when I played football back in the day. that wasn't it, man. So how about you, Axel? You got any cool nicknames?
No, not yet, man. I haven't found.
We're gonna have to work on that. We're gonna work on
exactly.
that. Hey, socials. This is where y'all got to do y'all's thing. Go to my boy's social page.
Mm-hmm.
Put a couple of nickname ideas down. The best one is the one we're gonna stick with. And then Xavier, you said it's El Tejanito.
Yeah. So right now I'm kind of I'm playing with it right now. Like I said, I'm shooting to turn pro. So right now I'm kind of playing with the names in the air. I have a few other ones, but I'm a Texan.
I like that one though. That's
represent.
unique. I like that one. I think you should probably end up sticking with that one for sure. El Tejanito.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
usually,
which I'm assuming means the Texan.
What's that?
Is that the Texan?
Yeah. So basically, in translation, it just basically means like the little Texan.
Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely vibing with that. So.
I gotta play with it. Who's to say it might change? Other people change their names. So.
Yeah, it's certainly always an option. But so if the socials got any, if y'all are fucking with it, make sure you hit them up on socials and tell them that. If y'all got a better one, go ahead and get on them. Let them know what it is and what it is. Yeah. In the meantime, we're gonna get ready. We're gonna get geared up for this Saturday, September 27th, FTP Fight Night 11, the Barrio 2. Get down there. It's going to be right off Lawrenceville Highway, right outside of Atlanta. So y'all going to want to be there. Y'all don't want to miss this fight. I guarantee you that. The only problem for me is I like you both, so I'm just going to be in the back just with my eyes closed. Waiting y'all are both real cool, and we appreciate y'all having y'all on here. So, yeah, that's going to be it for us today. Y'all want to do any sign-offs, anything, last words you want to get out? This is your chance.
Only thing I gotta say is good luck, Axel, and I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, just good luck and be ready for a war. That's about it.
Hey man, to the fans, just stay tuned.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, appreciate y'all being here. We'll see you next time here on Over the Octagon.
All right, thank you, man.
Be safe, man.
You.